Hi, I'm Mary Kay with the Chi Channel, and today we're not in my kitchen. We're in my friend Pat Mixer's kitchen. Pat, come on.
Hello. How you doing,
Hi.
sweetie?
Good. Good to see you again.
Yes, you too.
Today we're going to make goat cheese.
Yes.
Pat is the one that knows how to do this. I'm going to be more or less an observer today.
Well, it's just doing my homemade goat cheese, and these are a few tricks that I've learned, and I'll hope to share them with everyone.
Okay, this is goat's milk.
Which we milk fresh from our goat Margie. I think you saw that in an earlier version.
When I tried, yes.
You did very well. I laughed really hard.
Well, at least it was good for something.
But anyway, we've been milking. Margie gives us about, a quart and a half every twice a day. So this is,
Okay.
the freshest we have here. And I always label everything, and put it in sterilized canning jars. So what we're going to do, we'll get started. And it is a process.
Okay,
So-
you just tell me what to do.
Okay, well, we need to get our little stainless steel pot going on here. And we need a dish towel. Dust it off a little bit. Had it out, sitting out, so getting ready for
We're in
our...
the desert Southwest, remember?
Yeah.
Dusting with bugs.
Yep. So get our pot out here, and we'll just dust it off a little bit. And then what we're going to do is start with a gallon of fresh goat's milk. A lot of people will want to pasteurize it. I don't. I make it raw because I know where my goats are, where they've been, what they eat, and I'm comfortable with it.
Okay. But to pasteurize milk, what is it that you actually do? I mean, I know it's not a big process.
You heat it to 185 degrees and then cool it.
Okay, so
So you're just destroying any of the bacteria in it. But I always use fresh. As a matter of fact, since we reuse we won't name names here, our tops over here, they kind of suck down in because the goat's milk is warm when you put it in there. So I always have a hard time getting them off. So,
go. Come on, muscles, come on.
good, you try. There you see, fresh, fresh, fresh. And you can see on the top, you have the cream. That's cream. That's what that
I
is.
remember we used to get milk delivered, and it always had the whole layer of cream on the top.
Well, goat's milk is, a little different than, sorry, get it in there. We need a gallon, so we need to fill this up twice. Whoops. There. That was something in there. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay. Just stick it in the sink there. This is from this morning. Oops. Set that in there. Okay, that's one. Just put that into our pot.
So this is 1 gallon.
Yep. No, this is 2 quarts. 2 quarts.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I open another one?
Absolutely. See? There we go. This is how I like to do mine. Everyone has a little bit different way of doing it, but I'm going to show you the way I do mine. I'll add a little from this one. And now Don has a little for his breakfast.
Got a little paper towel here. Yeah, we spilled a little bit.
Yeah, we still need it. Okay. Okay. So we're going to put that in there like so. And then I'm going to heat mine to 86 degrees. And the reason I'm going to heat it to 86 degrees is because the culture that I'm using, which I buy them online, you can find them anywhere, but I have cultures made specially for chèvre cheese.
Okay. Chèvre is goat cheese.
It's French for goat cheese, and it's actually French for goat. Okay, chèvre. And then on the directions it says to heat it to 86 degrees. Okay, and again, we are not pasteurizing, so I'm just going to bring this to 86 degrees. Okay, and we'll just put it on the stove over here. And I'll start like that. And we got that going on. While that's heating up, heat it up slowly. Have a little bamboo spoon. You want to, when you're doing any heating of your milk or anything, you always want to do stainless steel pots or or glass. Just doesn't interfere with the cheese making process. Okay, and then we're going to monitor that with a thermometer.
Okay.
Time to time.
I do that when I'm making my yogurt.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, and that's where we're gonna start. Okay, we're gonna heat up our milk.
We're going to heat up the milk. We'll be back.
Thinking of buying or selling property? Team up with success with Cecile Realtors, serving Arizona for over 25 years.
Our milk is at 86 degrees.
It came out a little bit warmer, but that's okay. I think it's like 89 degrees. But if for any reason you overheat your milk, and by the way, I did say 185 for pasteurizing earlier. It is 160. We want to bring it to 160. That's the pasteurizing of the milk. And again, they highly recommend you do pasteurize any of your raw milk. But
I used to buy raw milk, actually raw cow's milk, in the health food stores. A lot of the health food people always recommended that you do raw anyway.
Right, but if you use, I'm a believer, if you use the freshest milk possible, I think you're safer. It's when you, like your milk said, your bad bacteria can grow in the milk, and that's what can make you sick. And so I'm learning. I've had my goats for about 1.5 years, and I just wanted to share some of the things that I'm learning. I started out with one goat book, and the one I got was one by Mary Jane Toth, and it's called Goats Produce Too. I got it online, and I have gotten a lot of information online and added to my book, and as I said, I'm using
my recipe books look like that with all the things stuck in
there. But I started
there.
with one book, and she has a recipe for the French style chevron, and she recommends using a cultured buttermilk, and then you add a rennet. You can get an animal rennet or a vegetable rennet. You know, for the vegetarians, you want a vegetable rennet. This particular starter that I'm using is culture that I'm using is a vegetable rennet in it. And it has all good bacteria. Again, your cheese making is based on your cultures and your different cultures. So when you start reading about it, you'll understand that.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm starting with the soft cheese, and then that's what Chevre is a soft cheese.
And you have a sample
here. Yeah. This is what we're going for.
This is from your last batch.
This is from my last batch, which I just made last weekend, and this is almost the end of it. And it's just a real nice soft goat cheese. And nice and white in the middle, and I like to serve it with basil. Actually,
and it's fresh basil from your garden.
Fresh basil from my garden, and it's really, really yummy. So,
all right,
that's our ultimate goal.
Okay, our next step.
Okay, our next step was we were heating our milk to 86. Okay, and let's see if we got that. Okay. Would you grab a trivet out of that first top drawer right there, Mary Kay? Thank you. Here we go. Alrighty. So we have our milk here, and I'll just stir it up, and I think it came out just a little bit hotter.
And I see that you're using the wooden
bamboo.
spoons.
Yes.
Yes. You recommend those as opposed to the metal.
Yeah, or stainless steel. Or plastic, you could use plastic too. So I don't know if you can see that or not. Let's see what we're at about, a little higher than that. So say we got like a little 100 going on. We heated it, because I did it on a slow heat.
We're also in the desert Southwest, and it heats by itself.
So all as you do is, if that would happen to you, is you just would take a bowl with a little ice in it, and you cool it down quickly. Then you just set your pot in there, and then just cool your milk down. I have a little bit more ice in there. And then you just stir it. So that cools your pot down, and that cools your milk down.
So when you're doing the cheese, you do really need to start at 86 degrees.
It would depend on the culture. It would depend on
this
the culture.
Particular one that
this
we're
particular
using
one
calls for
86 degrees. Okay, this is heat at 86 degrees. Okay, and that's what we're going to do. And we might have to add a little more ice to that. But I wanted to show you, because sometimes, you don't want to heat your milk on a high heat. You want to do it on a medium heat. And if you're using gas, it might heat up quicker, or electric. It just depends. So you gotta kind of watch it.
Approximately how much time does it take to bring, and this was, how much, what?
1 gallon.
1 gallon, but we took it right from the refrigerator, so it started out
Cold.
and then we brought it to the 86
86
degrees,
degrees.
a little more than
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And approximately how long on the electric stove did that take?
Oh, that took about maybe 10 minutes because I did it on a medium heat.
If you do it on high heat, it tends to sometimes burn the bottom.
Oh yeah, you don't want to do it on high. So we're bringing that down a little bit. So, alrighty. So, but I just wanted to show you that if you get it a little too warm, don't worry about it. It's not gonna hurt anything. Just bring it down. Alrighty. Okay, and then once you have that brought down, here's how since I make small batches, you know, this is for home use and friends and family. What I like to do is, while that's coming down, that's getting close. It says 86, but if it's a little bit warmer, I've always had good results too. So we're about 95 there. So it's a little bit warmer, but I think we'll be fine.
Now, not all of this is going to necessarily make it through the cup.
Okay, good. That's fine. So then I take my culture, and it's a good idea to keep your cultures in the freezer, or your extra cultures. This particular one came
Because it is bacteria. It's good
bacteria.
bacteria.
And you want to keep the storage life is best in your freezer.
Okay.
And then with this particular culture, you want to sprinkle it on the top of your milk and let it set for 2 minutes before you even touch it. Okay, so that's rehydrating your culture with this particular one. Like I said, there's different ways to make it. I've done it with buttermilk before and then added the rennet. This one has
It has the rennet in it.
it has the rennet in it and your bacteria. So you can see that it's rehydrating in there.
Okay, so put 2 minutes and counting.
Okay.
Two minutes are up.
Okay. So now I'm going to stir in the culture.
First, you just let it sit for the 2 minutes.
Let it sit for the 2 minutes with this particular culture.
And then you stir it in.
And then you just stir it in. So it's all gently stirred. You don't want to beat it in, just stir it in gently. I take care of the little critters that are going to make us some yummy cheese. Now, this is my way of doing it, and as you can see, this is how it's come out for me. We'll get to that process too at some point. Okay, now that that's all stirred in, set that there. And then what I like to do to keep my milk cool, because we're in the Southwest.
Yes, we are.
As much as, you know, you try to keep your house 76, 78, your house still heats up.
Yes, especially with lights.
Right. So what I like to do is take a little water and add it to the bottom of a bigger stainless steel pot that I happen to have. And then, real simple trick, I take some water bottles, okay? Because ice melts too fast, they're nice and hard, nice firm block of ice. Set it in the bottom.
So it's the same idea as a double boiler.
Yeah.
Except
Same
for
idea,
except
right. And I'm just using, and the reason I'm doing this is because you'd be changing out ice cube water for every hour. This one doesn't melt so quickly, and it keeps it cooler. Okay, and that's the whole idea. So I do that, and then I just set this in here like so. Okay, put that there, and I get a clean towel. You don't want to put a lid on it. Like with making yogurt or anything, the cultures need to breathe. But yet you don't want dust or our well-known Arizona flies in it.
yes, our little gnats.
Right,
yes.
right. So we just put a little towel over it, and then all I do is set it on the back of my stove with this particular culture, 12 hours. You know, they all run about the same.
So it's not like with yogurt where you need to keep it heated.
No, you want to keep it at about 72 degrees with this particular culture, and that's why I put the ice in the bottom, and it really helps with keeping that. I may come back and just gently lift out the pot and put a fresh bottle of ice in there.
And you say gently because you really don't want to disturb.
You don't want to disturb the cultures. Right. But usually it's only one bottle for me because it's 12 hours and it keeps it cool enough. What also happens is when you're using double pots like that, you have like a little barrier that builds up the coolness in there too. And then the cover on top of the towel. And I just set it on the back of my stove where it doesn't get disturbed. Leave it sit there for about 12 hours, and the curds in the way separate, and then we will start our next process with the cheese making.
And we will eventually come out with,
Right? That's it. Right? With our little basil, take a little baguette, put your little cheese on it. This also has to have, I've done this in olive oil. So that's it. Put a little piece of basil on it, excuse the fingers, and there you go.
so 12 hours from now, we'll be back with some more. Stay tuned so that you will learn how to finish this process.
It's easy, anyone can do it. You just, this is the easiest cheese to make.
In the meantime, we're gonna party.
Yeah! Okay, lemon
Thank
drops.
you. See you next time, folks.